Here we go. Comcast, please stop dropping frames this second. In fact, I'm even going to lower bitrate just in case to hope that that does something. So I apologize for a slight decrease in quality. However, I really do not want to be dropping frames right now. Nor do I want to be lagging for these wonderful players, because that is the most tilting thing in the world. Alright. So we've got Zest up in the top. Plan for OG, and then we got Solar onto the bottom right. Going into a wonderful PVZ. Cyber Forest being the first map. Curious that Solar is picking this. Personally, from my point of view, I feel like this map is fairly decent for PVZ. However, I can see how it can also be good for ZVP due to the fact that Nidasolans are pretty good on this map, especially since how large this back area is here and how far away it is from the front over here. Thank you, Idriling Volts, for the host. Appreciate it. Hope you had a good stream. Welcome, everybody. Perfect timing for the first game of our Zerg series here. On the other hand, though, it is also very choky on this map. This ramp right here, this ramp right here, this ramp right here, this ramp right here, this kind of rampish area over here, ramp over here. There's tons of ramps. Really easy for a lot of Sentry Mortal-ins to get some good placements down in force fields. Very easy to choke up the Zerg position. On the other hand, though, it is still also, since a lot of those chokes are ramps, it does make it then easier for Ravagers to be abusive with their biles, as it's very difficult to just push up into that if the Zerg is able to get a good position on you. So I can see how it kind of goes both ways. Definitely still pretty decent for both races, so Solar picking it as his first map. There has been a big increase in robo openers by Protoss in general recently. And there we go. First game as well, going to have one of those robos. So Stalker first is going to try and deny this Overlord Scout. It is getting rallied all the way across the map. I'm imagining that's just for whatever, no particular reason. First probe is going to get killed here. He's not trying to scout to see if it is a third base or to look for the lings coming across or anything. He's just going to go ahead and kill it. So it looks like a second Stalker as well. So Zest is probably going to go for the 4 Stalker drop. And then going into some sort of either Immortal all-in or just going for a fast third base with a Forge. This has been something that's been pretty common lately. If you do not open for the Sentry first, then it's likely you're not going to try to go for one of the early Immortal all-ins, but it's still possible. You can definitely still do it. So yeah, there's the Warp Prism. Going to be doing that. Also, again, just a BT dub. I am a Protoss player, so the analytical bias will definitely show in that regard. Can't do anything about it, sorry. I do my best to try and know stuff about the other races. So apologies if you love your Zerg and Terran, just like, oh, Gemini, please tell me those tiny little Zerg analytical things. I don't really know all of them. I'll do my best. I appreciate you watching anyway. Looks like Zest is only going to do a double Stalker drop this time as well. Not going for 4 Stalkers. Not going to wait for that. He's just going for 2. He might warp in the second 2 once these 2 gateways are finished and then do it in that regard. So a little bit of an efficient way of doing it with a Sentry out as well behind. So looks like he'll just kind of toy around. Nope, he's not even going to try and go in with the first 2 yet. He's just going to do the 2 warp-ins to fill it out with the 4. Going into the Immortals back home. Double gas as well. No fast forge yet, though, which leads me to believe he might still be aiming this towards some sort of kind of 2-base aggression kind of a thing. Because usually then you see the fast forge to go along with this, since you're not really using much gas anywhere else but the sentries, to then go for fast forge into fast upgrades. There's a couple lings countering as well, though. Zest wasn't paying attention, not dropping a force field, so those lings are going to go in right as these stalkers get into the base of Solar as well. Going to be able to one-shot some of those drones. Meanwhile, these lings are getting quite a few kills by themselves, weakening more of the probes than actually killing them, and the Immortal is going to help clean that up. The 4 prism, or the 4 stalkers and the prism, going to be able to juggle around and get on out of there while killing decent amount. 3 drones, not too bad at all. 2 only going down for Zest. There's the Forge, there's the Twilight. So definitely no 2-base all-in. He's still going to expand, Zest is. However, just a little bit later on the Forge timing. So whether or not he's going to go for some sort of +1 or +2 timing, not entirely sure. It is leaning more towards +1. He could still completely macro out of this. He doesn't have to do a timing whatsoever. There are just a lot of those types of timings that are super popular nowadays. The Gateway Explosion also then leads to that too. Solar is trying to track down this Warp Prism, making sure he doesn't deal or have any more damage dealt to him because of that. Some Lings trying to do some poking damage, scout everything, making sure Solar knows exactly what's going on. Seeing the 3rd base, he's not going to be baited into thinking that nothing is going to be coming his way though, because he is making a lot of Lings at this point, but also an Evo Chamber to go with it, so he's not committing 100% to some sort of all-in or counter all-in, but he is going for some sort of pressure here. He thinks he has a moment, an opportunity that he can crush Zest while he's trying to set up the 3rd base, but gets kind of sectioned off. A nice force field donut, completely encompassing all those units. Ravager Bile is going to break him away, but it is going to force one of the Immortals at the top to get choked off there, and the positioning was still pretty decent for Solar to the being able to go up into the 3rd base and at least get away in that regard, so he wasn't sacrificing all of his units in that attack. However, he definitely did lose a couple of roaches there unnecessarily getting caught out like that. And Zest is looking like he wants to try and push out as well. The Forge is did he even finish the Forge? Was that a bait? That's cute. I didn't even notice that. He faked the Forge. He's not actually planning on doing anything other than this attack right now. I was really wondering how this was lining up, knowing that the Forge was coming along with all these gateways. But he is resuming probing again, so maybe he thinks he's not going to be able to do this attack. Force field! No, that's not a force. Rip. Doesn't matter. He's gonna die anyway. Solar, realizing that it is likely to be some sort of attack, making a lot of units, not making any drones at this point. He stopped quite a bit ago, only at 56, but just now again resuming the Twilight and the Forge. So yeah, that was a bait. I'm curious if he did that under an Overlord or not. I can't remember if Solar actually scouted the 2 buildings being made there. I definitely didn't notice they got canceled. Yep, what is that? I don't know. Double Immortal drop going across just as Solar is coming across as well. He made so many units going for the defense, but then Zest deciding not to go for it. Solar going to be the one to go ahead and pull the trigger here. That's a lot of units. Zest is going to do his best to try and force field as many things as possible. There's a lot of Ravagers to be able to force down these bios though, or to force down the force fields. So it's going to be a matter of attrition here. Will Zest have enough force fields, enough energy to be able to continuously move around this army how he pleases? Ooh, losing a couple sentries to the bios there, not too good. Solar getting some decent shots off. And he is fully reinforcing this as well, not making any more drones. He's deciding to go fairly all in with this, going up into the 3rd base. Some bios potentially going down on some of the Immortals and Stalkers, some at the top as well. The Prism is kind of stuck between both of the armies, finally able to reconvene with some of the Immortals, but a lot of the other Immortals getting stuck as well. Big bios going off. That Immortal gets absolutely tanked. Some of these Ravagers... Oh, never mind. There we go. First game going on over to Solar. I was going to say some of the Ravagers starting to get thinned out, but not quite enough. So, Solar able to pick up the first game there over Zest. Second map, Kairos. Let me post that one up. Create it with the mod this time. Alright. Give me a sip of that water. Let me know how mic levels and everything are as well. I do move around a lot when I'm talking, so I might end up kind of altering the voice level, so let me know if I'm doing that too much or if I'm speaking pretty clearly or whatnot. Alright. Let me do one of these. Nope, not that. There we go. I have to get real used to doing that. Alright, so we got Zest in the bottom, Solar in the top. PVZ on Kairos. Another pretty good map for those Immortal Sentry all-ins. So another reason why some of those Immortal Sentry all-ins and stuff are so common now and why you see so many of those Robo openers is because a lot of the maps do cater towards it. We were saying Cyberforce had some of those good positions with the ramps, a lot of the small choke areas, whereas Kairos also has a couple of those spots, like right here specifically is really abusable. You can, if you get into this little area in the natural as well, definitely very abusable in that regard too. Very tiny choke here as well. So lots of places for Force Field to be very abusable. There's just a lot of different spots on these maps that cater towards that type of style. So that's why we're seeing a lot of these kinds of pushes come out. Zest was kind of toying with the idea of going across and going for one of the pushes. He didn't really commit fully to it. That little fake Twilight Council Forge was definitely a cute option from him. I'm curious again if he actually did that underneath an Overlord or not and was aware that Solar scouted it. Or if he just kind of put them down and realized, no, I don't really want to do this. I just want to YOLO, and then decide halfway through that I don't want to YOLO, and then instead did nothing. The world may never know. Unless you look at the replay, which you can do if you become a patron to my Patreon page, which helps support these tournaments. Smoothest advertisements, NA. All the money over $100 per month gets put towards one of these tournaments. Just a BT dub. Stalker first build as well this game. Robo as well this game. Wow. So many Robos, so many Stalkers. We'll see if Zest goes for the same 4 Stalker drop or if he is going to mix it up just a little bit. Solar playing very standard on his part, just getting link speed, just going to play it pretty chill. Not going to go for any sort of crazy early roach stuff or anything, he's just playing pretty reactive. Going to set up the double Overlord to scout as well, in case he needs to see anything that potentially might be happening. Second Stalker coming out as well, so it looks like we are going to see more 4 Stalker drops. Oh, no. Oh, okay. So he's going to go for the Immortal first instead. So this is catering more towards a 2-base push. Sentry coming up as well. How many... Alright, chat, you want to play a game? How many times in a row, or in a small portion of time, how many times can I say as well? Because we're really high so far. We're really high on that number. Gotta squeeze out all the caster filler words. Prism's coming up after the Observer. Yo, Zest. Oh, the Immortal's out here. What the hell? What is this build? What am I looking at right here? What is this? Why is my scroll wheel disabled? There we go. Cool. I don't know what this is. Double gas as well. Hey, there we go, as well again. Second Immortal, Sentry is going to be able to kill the Overlord, and a double Stalker Immortal drop will be the choice here. This is kind of the reason as well we've been seeing a lot of Zergs complaining about these Robo openers. The fact that there is so many different variations of these things that you can do as a Protoss, it's very difficult to track that down. Even if you get the full Overlord scout, it's just so difficult to know what the plan is from the Protoss. Gonna kill off a Creep Tumor and run away there. Not much else you can do with those Lings. Forge and Twilight will be placed down along with 2 extra gateways. These are far along enough that I do not expect them to be cancelled. They are going to be used. I would imagine to see some +1 in charge coming out. Oh, don't lose that. Thank you. Nice. Almost gets the queen. Very nice micro by Solar. Keeping that alive. There are a lot more gateways, though. Who knows? And there's the Templar. Okay, cool. Just take a third, Zest, please. Make me look smart, please. Ooh, Solar going for a bit of a sneaky attack here. Banking up a lot of units. He's got some units still defending this drop. However, he's got a bunch of Roach Ravager Ling coming around the side. I don't think Zest has any idea that this is happening. He may have gotten just a clue there with the Warp Prism. Maybe he saw a unit. I don't think so, though. He's definitely moving as if he's going to take a third base, leaving his natural completely wide open. Oh my god, Zest is forced to recall in, killing the pylon that was warping in the next units. Tries to force field off, but there's Ravagers here, going to be able to bile those force fields down. Zest getting absolutely blindsided by this attack. Solar with an amazing wrap around the side, realizing the prism was stuck to the top. Zest being a little sloppy with his observer placement was also rallied up to the warp prism, so this is gonna smash him. 2-0 for Solar. Damn, we're getting some quick matches here. We don't want this thing to last long at all. We're not giving any time for Comcast to fuck over this tournament because it's gonna be over by the time it starts dropping mega frames. Third map, New Repugnancy. I did the wrong thing again. It's okay. I don't feel like killing it. This is a tournament speed run right here.
Comcast more like Buttcast.
I agree. Very well said. Whoops. Alright, whatever. We're starting down here. Solar. Bottom left. Wachow. Zest. Top right. We'll see if he goes for the same Robo weird Stalker opener again. Definitely has not been doing very well for him. Potentially we'll have a switch up. Appreciate everyone for watching. 660 viewers right now. Super sick. Blown away. Really wasn't expecting that level of viewership so quickly. It's totally awesome. Love all of you. Hopefully you'll continue to tune around. Hopefully you'll be here for the next one as well. There was already enough support on the Patreon page for another month to be secured of this, so we will be having another GKI tournament next month in June. The winner of this one as well will be invited to the next one, so it will be a King of the Hill in that regard, with 3 more new players invited in. So if the winner is willing to stay on, he will be invited. So that's going to try and do some probe blocking on the mineral patches. The ultimate alpha move. There's nothing that feels better than blocking every single attempt on a drone to mine its own minerals. Doesn't matter that your pylon is 10 seconds late back at home. You denied them 0.5% of their income. That number is completely made up. Don't take that as fact. Solar playing totally standard once more. No cheeses out of him, even though he is up for a solid 2-0. We still could see some cheese as well, though. Oh, man, that as well counter. It's going high, man. Whew. Every time Gemini says as well, you're all forced to take a shot. This chat's about to light the fuck up. We have an alteration. Adept. No stalkers. Let's see if Zest we'll be going into something a little bit more standard. Doesn't look like he will be. Stargate as well. Second Adept, look like he's going to go into the normal Oracle. Phoenix or Phoenix Oracle, whichever he pleases, to deny the Overlord Scout. Likely to be a Phoenix. If he was going for Oracle first, it would have been a Stalker second to help deny the Overlord. Going to try and scout around. See what's good. Wachow. Oh, he lets it finish. There's a lot of space in this main to maneuver around outside of creep vision and creep speed boost, so solid finish there. I'm gonna try and get a nice, gets a drone even. Body blocks it so it can't make a spore. Nicely done by Zest. So yeah, there's the Phoenix to kill off the Overlord. Oracle coming up afterwards, likely gonna just be a normal Archon drop. Yep, there's the Robo. Well, actually, usually go Twilight first. Or not. Wait, what? Am I stupid? Potentially. It's been so long since I've done a normal Archon drop opener, to be real though, because I've been screwing around with DT openers for the longest time now. Oracle gonna come in here. Oh, there's no Spore here though. That's gonna be a nice boost for Zest in this series. Gonna give him a little confidence. Got a couple of early drone kills. Oh no! Lose it! Thank you. Phoenix might be able to kill that Overlord if he's paying attention. Nope, nope, nope. Just gonna go off into the corner. He's in timeout. Killing off the link. Secure the third base quite easily. War Prism coming on out. There's the Templar Archives for the normal Archon drop. Going into 3-gate follow-up afterwards. So he's going just for a 4-gate Archon drop. The slightly riskier version, a Void Ray being started and immediately cancelled. That was interesting. So a lot of times you'll see Protoss go for, at least this was back during like last year when this build was the absolute bread and butter. You'd see Protoss go for the 6-gate version of this before expanding, just to be a little bit safer versus Zergs that potentially wanted to try and bust the third before it actually got up. You do the 4-gate version to try and be a little greedier in that regard. However, we haven't seen this stuff in a while, so it's kind of hard to say what is the most common one to choose. But Zest trying to go for the 4-gate version. Gonna go in for the Archon drop here, bring in the Phoenix as well to lift up a Queen or two. Not gonna go for it since this war was well positioned. Get it to transfused down as well. Lifts one of them, nice, and loads on up. Very well done. Both sides with a nice micro exchange. Here come the extra gateways now from Zest. No Forge, which leads me to believe there's a potential 3-base attack inbound. He might be trying to do a just simple like 2.5-ish base Charged Automortal Archon push without the Forge, just going straight on 8 gateways. Solar, on the other hand, going into Hydra and some Evos going on the full 5 gas, it seems like. So we'll be pumping out units to deal with that. Stopping at, oh yeah, I forgot the drone count's down here. He's stopping at 63 for now, going in full into the Hydras, getting some extra lings as well. Holy moly. Every single time. I'm going to think of it every single time I say it. Late Forge coming down, so doesn't seem like Zest actually wants to do that type of 2.5 base attack. Instead, just getting a little bit later of a Forge. Potentially thought that Solar would try to go for another one of those early busts like he was doing the last couple games, and just wanted to play it a little safer since he did go for the 4-gate version instead of the 6-gate, so he didn't have as much production, so he wanted to prioritize some extra Immortals out. Zest was able to kill off a couple more drones there. Not lost a single unit as well, so definitely much better out of Zest here. Every single time I say this phrase, I hear it in my head and it just like pierces my bones. as well. Also, that's another word that means the same thing. In addition to. Alternatively. No, that's something different. Furthermore. Let's get those essay writing words out of here. Lurker Den also going down for Solar. Guys, it's only been, what, 5 games? I'm already getting delusional. Whew. Maybe this casting gig's not my forte here. Lots of Templar getting warped in. We'll be chilling on the Storm energy there as it's almost finished. Very passive game here. Neither player really wanting to bite the bullet and go across, go for a YOLO play. Solar was definitely taking the upper hand in that regard the last couple ones. However, slowing it down this time. Zest doing the same. This is a very 2018 looking game here. On Solar. Oh, yeah. Good memes. Good memes. Are we gonna have a first head bash? Give me some Storm. Lay it. Ooh, nice force fits. No need for Storm when you got FFs like that. This is a strange move out timing though from Zest. It really looks like he's just trying to pressure Solar into over making units or something. I don't really know because he's already maxed. This is just a weird attack. I don't know what Zest's plan with this is, except for to secure this 4th base, but it's not like Solar was being overly aggressive himself. So this might be a suicide move unless he gets some 6 storms, but Solar with the nice surround going to be able to clamp down on this army from 2 sides, but getting out of range of the lurkers definitely is going to hurt him a little bit there. I think a lurker just picked off a random Templar. Solar or Zest still has only lost 6 units. Only now this Zealot Warping bringing him up there. Some insane cost efficiency here. Almost kills that hatchery. So it looks like that's what the play more was, trying to set up that War Prism at the top. Couldn't really see that there. Almost was able to get off the hatchery, but not quite. Ooh, Solar getting a little sloppy there, running into some more storms. Want to be careful there. This is a nice abusive lurker position here. Really difficult to go into that one. Oh, these storms, man. But yeah, that was definitely a bit of a ballsy play out of Zest to go commit so heavily into that 3rd base while setting up the War Prism harass at the top. He's going to do it again as well. Every time, man, I hear it. Kills off the hatchery. The Prism came back around. Tempest getting randomly rallied across the map. Oof. Looks like Solar's going to be able to get a nice position over on the 3rd base. Huge concave for him. This is really nicely positioned by him. The lurkers are going to be hard to push into, but he's just going to go for it. Gets one of them with the Storm. Does have the Observer. Solar backing up a bit too far away from his lurkers. He's going to lose quite a bit of them. This Tempest timing is so strange. He's got them so fast. And there's... Single Tempest harass. The new GSL big plays. Solar, how many queens does he have? He's only got 4. I was going to say the creep spread seems rather lackluster from him. Doesn't really have the ability to move around the map as he pleases. He's sitting on a fairly low drone count with this very mobile style, but he doesn't have the creep to really continue with it and to enhance that type of power. You can see he's really trying to struggle to get a good position here on this army, but Zest is easily able to back up, get everything under control into a nice death ball, and storm away on these slow hydras off creep. Oh man, Solar. Not the looks you're going for here, boy. Trying to go onto the sentry for a snipe, but that is going to be that. Zest bringing it back. No double 3-0s here. I was getting a little worried there. Thought we were just going to have a straight sweep day. And that would have been a bit disappointing. King's Cove's next map. Ba-na-na-na. This is so confusing, looking at chat with a 30-second delay. I can't tell what you people are laughing in reaction to. I forget what I've done 30 seconds prior. Alright. We have 2 there, 1 there. Okay. Zest, bottom right of King's Cove. Solar, top left of King's Cove. Much larger map this one is. Very easy to set up that 3 base defensive position from either player, really. So this map has been giving us some nice long macro games in the tournaments that we've seen it in. Hopefully we'll see another one of those here. The Tempest Rast? Oh yeah. Sick plays. Whoa. Gemini is a goldfish. No, for real though, short-term memory loss is a real thing of mine. It's quite bad. It's quite bad. He's just set to late at 29 so he can remember. Jesus, chat, calm yourselves. This is not a Gemini roast sesh. I'm trying to enjoy some chill Korean StarCraft here, mate. Let's do a little first person here. I don't know if that'll work that well. Are we not gonna? Okay. I was gonna say, it's like no player moving their cameras. Doesn't work as well, but
these players
gives me a second to check on things.
Do really well. A lot of people, StarCraft hipsters, I would say, the hardcore fans, if you will, very much so keen on Trap.
Gemini and his 7 ult accounts, yes.
All of them, yes.
Velocitas, thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Appreciate your love. Zest continue to be as annoying as absolutely possible with this probe scout. Gonna do his best to deny all those 0.5% of minerals again. A number completely pulled from my ass. We'll see if he can. Actually, yeah, I was gonna say he's going for the adept. So another Stargate play from him. Worked out the last game. Do not change what is working. Curious to see if he'll ever go into another Robo opener this entire game or not. If the series will last that long. But the Stargate definitely worked out from last game. Going to continue with it. Solar, chilling out, doing the normal PvZ stuff again as well. Did you forget OBS shortcuts? No, but it was like I was switching between both Zest and Solar, and none of them were moving their screens. So I couldn't tell if it was like screwed up or something with this overlay or what. But it just like wasn't following either of their cams. I was like so confused. Alright. First adept coming over, killing off that Ling, choosing not to continue to scout, but instead following this one Ling, interestingly enough. Kind of confused on that decision there from Zest, to be honest with you. Very easily could have just been getting Ling all-in or something. Hasn't seen anything, so bit risky out of Zest, going for the Phoenix first again and into the Oracle and the Robo. Likely going to be the exact same build with the double gas too. So yeah, this is looking like Zest is doing the whole don't fix what ain't broken ideology, going for the Archon drop. Yo, what's up, Mad? How you doing? Welcome. Thanks again, everybody, for watching, tuning in. Appreciate all your viewership. All the Korean chat as well. I'm surprised there's so many Korean chatters. I would attempt to speak Korean at this point in time to accommodate said Korean viewers. However, I do not want to embarrass myself in front of 682 people all at once. So gonna hold off on there. Maybe I'll get some. Maybe I'll become more confident in the future. Please cheer for me. I will show good Korean learning for the fans. +1 melee build coming out of Solar, so he's foregoing that roach play that he's been doing so often. Oh, I like this. This is pretty cute. Zest deciding to full wall this ramp here and going straight for the third. I like that. Definitely pretty cute. I'll probably adapt this wall-in that he's got here. It's pretty far away from the natural nexus, but this is cute. I like this. Shibal. Yes, there we go. There's a Korean word that I can use that will not embarrass myself, but instead get a solid ZZZ out of chat. K-k-k. Is this a 4? It's 4 gate, right? Yeah. Have parting co-cast with you? Okay. I mean, considering he... No, I'm not going to say he... Never mind. I'm not going to go there. Zergling attack going to go over here to the third base. I'm curious what Solar is thinking with this +1 attack. He's going for a huge Ling count to swell along with this. Oh, he's going for a Nidus. That explains that. I was going to say, did he expect Zest to go for a double Stargate Phoenix or something? Because that was the real play that developed with the +1 melee as a response. Huge queen count. Zest has to know that there's probably some sort of Nidus play with this or something, but with the number of drones that there are... Oh, loses an Archon. Maybe not fully realizing it. I was going to say, going for Mass Ling +1 in response to what looks like an Archon drop. It's a bit of a questionable decision, but Nidus play. Very strong at the moment. Huge Ling swell going over to the third. Not going to be able to surround the Archon. There's very good positioned buildings here. Nidus is going to go down into the main. Let's see when Zest reacts. He's looking at the prism. He's not actually focusing. Oh, it's out of vision range. That's just like so barely out of vision. Holy crap. What is this? Oh no. Feels incredibly banjo, man. Zest is going to go into full panic mode. Huge swell of Lings and Queens going into the base. He recalled his stuff back home, so at least he'll have that. Archon's going to be able to defend the third base with the prism as well. This queen count is absolutely nuts. The Archons are going to be the saving grace here, since this is pure Ling at this point. This is completely all-in by Solar. A lot of the gateways getting pushed down, so there's not going to be a lot of production. So we have the classic Sal float macro coming into play right here. Do not lose that Archon. Pick it up with the prism. Nice. Very well done. He's being very careful with the prism as well, since that thing can get easily targeted down by how many queens there are. More Lings getting flooded into the natural, or into the main, I'm sorry. But Zest is starting to... I mean, he's kind of holding a little bit. Kind of. Oh, no! He lost the prism. Cast a curse. Get fucked. He was starting to hold for a little bit. The Lings were getting shredded off. And then he lost the prism with the Archon in it, and... That's going to be that. 3-1 for our Zergy player Solar there. No PvP finals for you, chat. Aren't you happy? Zest with the immediate log off as well. Oof. Ouch. Owie. My bones. So, 3-1 for Solar. Bringing down the Ling Nidus cheese at the end. We're going to go into our finals. Wow, this is a speed cat. I was really expecting this to go a little bit longer, but these players have otherwise different thoughts. Alright, we're gonna pause for a 5-minute break. Please stick around. We'll do vetoes and get the next players going. Actually, it probably won't even be 5 minutes. It'll probably be just like 2 minutes. So, yeah, chill out. I'll be right back for Trap versus Solar. Wow.